Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we all are very, very fortunate. We have amongst us His Grace Radhe Shyam Prabhu. I don't think any introduction is needed. All of you know Prabhuji. Just for our purification, we'll hear a little bit. So as we all know, Prabhuji is the temple president of ISKCON Pune. Prabhuji has cultivated and created 6,000 plus, I think that's a small number of Prabhuji, but then 6,000 plus congregation there. And as everyone knows, Prabhuji has created a revolution in youth preaching all over India. And now Prabhuji is going abroad also to create this revolution. And Prabhuji is doing this very wonderful service of being the advisor in the advisory board of IIYC, that is ISKCON India Youth Council. So under Prabhuji's guidance, all these different wonderful activities happening all over India, and now very soon it will be all over the world. No doubt about that. So very, very fortunate to have association of Prabhuji. So let's welcome him by loudly chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
I'm very happy to be here for the first time. Radhakrishna Prabhu has been always glorifying this Harikrishna Prabhu's preaching in this place, and last time I came to Sri Narasimha Giridhari Mandir, and Prabhuji told me next time we should definitely visit this place and see. He was telling, and I have seen Harikshetra Prabhu as a practically like single devotee in those days in that temple, and eventually he developed the preaching and started many of the youth centers, and eventually they were called as BYC, I think, correct? IBC. IBC is ISKCON Bhakti Center. ISKCON Bhakti Center. So, and then one Bhakti Center became 2, it became 3. Now I heard it there are about 6 centers I heard. And this is like the main center where all of you assemble. And very soon I heard a temple also is in pipeline. It's coming up. Krishna will send you more and more facility as you serve more and more nicely. My spiritual master always used to say that if you can fill up the place that Krishna has given you, then he'll give a bigger place. Now he just filled up already here. Then he naturally get a bigger place. So how is my sound? Is it loud enough? You all can hear behind? That side? Is it clear? Okay. Slightly we can increase it. Who is the control? So very, very good preaching, and which is most needed, essential in this city of Bangalore. All of you are very intelligent people of Bangalore, and Harikshetra Prabhu and team are very wonderfully preaching and Krishna consciousness reaching out to so many of you. I am very happy to see this roaring response in this place. It definitely it can only happen by very dedicated and committed and very sincere preaching of faithfully practicing devotees like Harikshetra Prabhu and team. So I also take inspiration from such wonderful devotees like this. So they had chosen a topic called how is Anarthas gone and Nishta born? That was the topic given for this evening today. So before we can talk that, I thought briefly I will show you some of the selected slides of this Shraddha to Prema Bhakti. It's a famous verse, all of you can repeat after me. Aro Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sango Ata Bhajana Kriya Tato Vanartana Vritti Syat Tato Nitha Ruchis Tataha Ada Saktis Tato Bhavas Tavat Prema Abhyudanchati Sadhakanamayam Premnaha Pradurvave Bhavet Kramaha. The progress in the path of devotional service is in 9 stages, very scientifically explained in our Vedic literature. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, second chapter, Divinity and Divine Service chapter. It's very nicely scientifically explained. Same thing was extracted and explained by Rupa Goswami, in his book. Also, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has written a book called as Madhurya Kadambari. It's called as Cloud Shower, Nectar Cloud Shower, where these 9 stages are very vividly explained. And why we should know these 9 stages? Because when you go through, like when you have a GPS with you, it shows you direction where to go, correct, no? And when you reach those milestones, you get more confidence. So many times boys ask me in the college, have you seen Krishna? Some boys ask me in the college. So I tell them I am very soon on the way to see Krishna. And I have seen the steps leading me to Krishna. I have already crossed a few steps. So nobody needs to convince me now. I am already convinced that after having gone those 2 steps, those steps were promised, and the promised steps were delivered to me. And after seeing that, I am very confident. So, with respect to knowledge, there are 5 stages of knowledge, beginning with Pratyaksha, Paroksha, Aparoksha, Aloksha, Jana, Prakrita. In the Pratyaksha, first stage of knowledge, when you all come for the classes, you will see that every one of you sitting here, I am sure, you were inspired by some devotee. You may say, oh, that sacrifice the devotee did for me. Oh, that loving and love and care the devotee gave. Or the devotee intelligently clarified my questions. Or the devotee, was willing to go an extra mile to do this service to me. So many reasons all of us have, but mainly you will see that you are deeply touched by some devotee. How many of you say that? So, pratyaksha is the first stage where you simply copy a devotee. The devotee is doing obeisances, you also offer obeisances. The devotee wears tilak, you also wear tilak. You are ready to follow a devotee. That's pratyaksha stage. And para aksha means then you hear from a devotee and see through the eyes of the devotee. Para means what? Another. Aksha means eyes. Para aksha means see through their eyes. Which means they tell you these are good, you should do it. They tell you these are bad, you should not do it. You accept it. Sometimes you may not know logically and reasonably why it is so, but because they have told you have faith. Just like a child is told by the father, better don't touch the fire. And the child doesn't touch fire. Now some other child comes and he wants to touch fire. So this child may tell him, hey, don't touch fire. So the child may ask, why? What will happen if I touch? It will burn. Really, what happens by burning? What will pain? How do you know? Have you touched it? No, I haven't touched it. How do you know? Papa told. Father has told. So he has implicit faith in the father's version of the fire. And he accepts the truth as it is, without any doubt. Because he has firm faith in the father's authority. That is paraksha. You hear from the Vedic authority and you have faith that Vedas are good, they are pure, they are word of God, they are coming down in parampara and I will accept it, paraksha. And third one is called as aparoksha. Aparoksha means not only Vedas say it or Guru said it, you can clearly see that this is true. Say for example, one boy went for giving a class. So he said, sense gratification is poison, he was saying. Then the students asked him, what is the meaning of sense gratification? Tell us. He said, yehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkha yone evate adyantavantah kaunteya nateshu namate buddha. The boy said, see, if you are Buddha, means intelligent person. He doesn't delight in contact of the sense and sense objects because it is all a source of misery, he said. So the boy asked, if I take a gulab jamun and put in my tongue, it doesn't give me misery, it gives me happiness. How do you say the contact gives pain? Boy said, that I don't know, that's what they taught me. That means he is in which stage? Second stage. He has heard it, but he doesn't exactly have realized it. Correct, no? So, but if you go and ask somebody more realized, they can tell you, oh really? You keep eating gulab jamuns, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10. Next day morning you will have stomachache. You see, material objects have 5 doshas in them. First is called Arjan dosh. Arjan dosh means, to get any material object, you have to work very hard in this world. You cannot, nothing comes for free in this world. So Arjan means in accumulating the goods, there is a rat race you have to join, competition. Then there is a Raksha dosh. Protecting that object causes fear. It may be taken away from me. That is always a fear. Yeah. To give a very crude and very simple example, which everybody will connect very easily. Say, one boy had an attraction to marry a very beautiful girl, although he was not very beautiful himself. So he had a desire, very strong desire. Anyway, anybody can desire anything right now in this world. You can always imagine, right? So, but he was a rich boy, that was his qualification. But to get that girl, he had to work very hard. At last he somehow convinced the parents and her parents, his parents, everything. At last he got. So Arjan dosh means he worked very hard to get her. Correct, no? Yeah. Then second is Raksha dosh means protecting her. He was fearful that nobody should see her in this world except me. Is it possible? He is going to market, everybody will say. To protect her from others' eyesight. Or he was also fearful that we should not have a quarrel that she will ditch me and again go away with somebody else. He had that fear also. So Raksha dosh, isn't it? And then Kshaya dosh. She was very beautiful, but eventually when he became 40, 50, 60, that beauty started becoming Kshaya. What is Kshaya? Beauty is just right. Slowly, tooth starts going out, one out, two out, all out. And hair also becomes white. Correct, no? Jet black hair becomes white hair. Clean faces become wrinkled faces. Is it not true? Young people become old people are sent to graveyard. That is called power of time. Right now. So Kshaya dosh. So you are very unhappy with the fading beauty. Yeah. Then there is also bhoga dosh. In this world, if you do bhog, you get rog. Then people go for yoga. After that, once you get some sickness, then doctor will tell you, you do this yoga, you can get set right this problem. So from bhog to rog, from rog to once they do yoga and get all right, then what they do? Bhog again. It's a cycle. Bhog. They don't know the yoga. The goal of yoga is Krishna ultimately. If they don't go back to Krishna, then they can go back to Bhog again. Correct? No? Bhog, rog, yoga. So bhoga dosha. The more you try to enjoy, the more we suffer. Just like gulab jamun, I told you. If you eat too much gulab jamun, problem. Correct? No? If you don't eat enough, hankering. That's what I told you. The first, you have that arjan dosh. Arjan means there's a hankering in the beginning. So arjan dosh, raksha dosh, kshaya dosh, then bhoga dosh, then lastly himsa dosh. In this world, you want anything, you have to compete with other living entities and hurt them oftentimes. Like you join a mobile company, the first thing they will tell you, how bad are the other mobiles? They have to tell you, because they have rival companies. They have to talk ill of them. They will not even tell you the glories of their own mobile. They will first tell you the bad side of other mobiles. Similarly, in offices also you will see when people are working, when promotion comes, there is a tendency in the people to boast about their own commitments and dedication and achievements and accolades and all, and also tell the holes in others, other people who are prospective candidates for promotion. They'll go to the boss and tell the boss, I am a good fellow and he's not a good fellow. Like that they speak. So Prabhupada tells in one of the purports that after accumulating a lot of honey, the honey bees in the honeycomb, someday they decide to relax that day. They don't go for collecting honey. Now they're going to drink today. But while drinking the honey bees are also afraid that my neighbor will drink more honey than me. What they do, they suck the honey, but they sting the neighbor also. Like that, huh? They sting the neighbor also. So they are also, that is called himsa dosh. Himsa dosh means you want progress, but for your progress you climb on others' shoulders. That's a material world. You can see that. So in this way, when you understand these things very well, you can see that in hankering also there is pain, in over enjoyment also there is pain. That's why he says dukkha yoni eva. He says when senses come in contact with sense objects, although it temporarily gives you some fun, but eventually it leads you to pain problem. He says. So now therefore you go from pratyaksha, paroksha, and the third stage aparoksha. Aparoksha means not only you have read from the books, it's not bookish knowledge. It is not only you have heard from people, you can yourself see it. It's very clear. Like I felt like that about certain things in my school days. The Bhagavad Gita is such a powerful scripture. Like three gunas when we were reading about Rajaguna, Tamaguna, Satuguna. This is not a theory. You can see it in action in the world. People suffering from Tamaguna. In those days, I was just a beginner of Bhagavad Gita. I was beginning to read in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says how the Tamaguni people, they consider suffering as enjoyment. You can see that. Like Rajaguna, Tamaguna, these two gunas are considered lower gunas. Right now, I have seen boys having drunken and lying in a gutter. I saw one of the boys, he was catching his liver and he was screaming because he was suffering from liver problem due to over drinking. I asked him, why are you suffering? Who said I am suffering? He has ego problem. He doesn't want to admit. But we can see he is suffering. You can see that. If you are not drunk, then only you can understand he is suffering. If you are also drunk, you will be catching your belly. Isn't it? So, Krishna teaches us to see the world around, how the three gunas are acting, how the fourfold miseries of birth, old age, disease, death are there, how the threefold miseries are there. Threefold miseries are Adhyatmika, Adhibhavika, Adhidaivika, Kleshas. 6 whips are there, 6 whips. It's called as Shruth, means hunger. Pipas means thirst. Jara means old age. Mrityu, death. And Shoka, lamentation. Moha, illusion, yeah. So these are all the 6 whips. So we have to see the world around us. Then the point about sense gratification is easily understandable. Similarly, Shastras define very simply. Sin means disobedience to God. As simple definition as that. Now, anything that God tells you not to do, you should not do. Anything God says you do, you do. Then you are a happy person in this world. You can see that material nature is designed in such a way that if God says these 4 things are bad, Jutam, Panam, Striya, Suna, Yatra, Adharmas Chaturvida. These 4 activities of illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and these are Adharmas Chaturvida. They are called Adharmic. If you do the Adharmic, you will suffer. You will see that. Like people who smoke, they suffer from cancer. People who drink, they suffer from liver cirrhosis. People who do illicit relations, they suffer from sexually transmitted diseases. People who take tobacco, they suffer from ulcers. Right now. So anything like that you do. So if you see, so you can not only analyze in your mind, you can see it in the world around you. For example, anybody indulging in sin, you will see them undergoing 5 losses. I will tell you, let us see who remembers. 5. At the end I will ask you. What is the first loss? No sinful activity comes without spending money. You have to spend money for that. Does cigarette come free? Does liquor bottle come free? Does any enjoyment of the woman come free? So you have to spend money. This is the first loss. Second loss is, after you indulge in that sinful activity, you get pain in the body, suffering. Like I told you just now, every sinful activity has allied pain, like cigarette smokers get lung cancer, all those things like that. So first is money loss, second is suffering. That means you give money and purchase suffering. How ridiculous it is, just see, isn't it? Thirdly, doctor's fee. Because when you suffer, where do you go? Go to doctor. So you have to pay doctor's fee. And doctor's fee is pretty heavy, right? Nowadays doctors say that, I'll become your family friend. And I will stick on with you till your last breath. Not only with you, introduce me to all your family members. And my goal of life is to empty your pocket. So, in this way, then doctor's fee you have to pay, isn't it? And after that is the third thing, isn't it? And the fourth thing is police is involved many times. Like you will see in many cinema posters, the man is catching a woman's hand and another fellow is with a gun, you will see that. Or with a knife. Or you find somebody is drinking liquor and driving. In Pune, way back in 95, one incident happened there. Some boys and girls boarded a big car and they wanted to go to hill station Lonavala, near Pune, to enjoy. And the boy was driving car very fast. And the girls would scream in the car. And the police stopped and they fined them. They just threw 200 rupee notes to the police because they were rich people, rich kids. And as they were proceeding to the ghats, they went and the boys and girls in the car started drinking. The driver boy said, "Hey, you guys are drinking and you are enjoying. I am not drinking because I have to drive the car. I will also drink." So he also drank. Guess what must have happened? Yeah, and the car toppled down and almost 6 of them died. So you can see that when they drink and drive, then police is involved. Correct now? Police will stop that. In the same manner, and when anybody is doing drug peddling, then police will be involved. Correct now? Anybody is doing illicit connection, police is involved. You will see that. That's the fourth thing. And the fifth thing is post-death, Yamadutas will come. Okay. Take them to special place where they'll get special treatment, which you all know. Isn't it? So what are the 5 things? First thing I said? Money loss. Second thing? Pain, yeah, suffering in the body. Body and mind suffering. Third? Doctors? Fee, yeah, correct. Fourth one? Fifth one? Correct, no? See how much losses people have to undergo because of walking the sinful path. You can see that. And to walk the righteous path or chanting Hare Krishna, how costly this is. Bit bad. If you request Harichandra Prabhu, I want one mala to chant, he'll even give you free also. Right? Isn't it? See, in America, They put the books just outside the temple, in the entrance of the temple. And you can pick up any book you want. And they keep one only kind of thing. If you want to put money, you can put. Any number of books you can pick up. They are kept like that. So books you get free. Many times people sponsor your books, correct or not? Isn't it? Bhagavad Gita comes for free. Japa beads comes for free. That means spiritual life practically no expenditure. On the other hand, when you chant, that takes away your suffering. That chanting, it relieves you of suffering. There is one verse which says, Avashenapiyannamni kirtite sarvapatakai tatas sadyo vimuccheta simhatrashtair mrigairiva. This verse says, like a lion in the jungle roars. At the time, all the small animals flee in all directions out of great fear. Similarly, when you switch on a tube light in a dark room, the darkness flees away in all directions. Similarly, when you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That time, all the sinful reactions will flee away, it is said. So here you find by chanting, you drive away the sinful reactions. Whereas by indulging in sinful activities, you attract the sinful reactions. Correct or not? Isn't it? So, this process is very easy. Two things. Hear Harikatha, chant Harinam. These are the two dharma of Kali Yuga. You don't have to do anything else. Bhagavata Shravan and Nama Smaran. These two things only we have to do. Chant and remember the Lord and hear the Katha and allow your heart to melt by hearing the pastimes of the Lord. These two are the dharma for the Kali Yuga. That is told by Narada Muni. He says that Ke dadatura chittanam matra sparshechaya muhu bhavasindu plavo drashto haricharyanu. He is telling Vedavyas that in Kali Yuga these two methods which I told you just now, Harinam and Harikatha, are like the boat which can cross over the ocean of samsara and take you back home, back to Bharat. And both are available free of cost. You don't have to pay any money. When Prabhupada went to America, there was a long queue of people going to one matha. Prabhupada asked, what is happening? They said, here when Swamiji is selling a mantra, for one mantra you have to pay $1,000. And you take it. Prabhupada was surprised, really? He is charging for the mantra. We are giving free. We don't charge for the mantra. And Prabhupada asked, what is the mantra for? So people said, that mantra is for becoming God. You take a mantra and chant the mantra and become God. So Prabhupada said, if he can make these people God, why can't he become God? And if he has become God, then why does he need these people's dollars? Correct, no? How ridiculous it is. Even educated people get fooled by such people. So Prabhupada said, our Mahamantra, we don't charge anything. Our Mahamantra is free. Take Mahamantra, take Bhagavad Gita and perfect your life. So the nature is so designed that if you do pranayam, if you do yogasanas, if you do chanting Hare Krishna, if you do meditation, if you eat sattvika ahara offered to Krishna, these things make your body, mind and soul healthy. Correct or not? Correct, no? So the plus points what God has given in scripture, you do it, you become healthy. On the other hand, do sinful activities, then you can see that the material nature is discouraging you from doing them. Don't come in this route, it's the wrong route, get out. Therefore the suffering is kept. And 5 sufferings I told you. You're walking this wrong path. So, in this way, the Pratyaksha, Para-aksha, and the third one I told you, Aparoksha means you can see. Now how many of you feel you can see with your eyes that sense gratification in this world leads to suffering? Correct, no? You can see now? With your eyes you can see that? Yeah. If you still don't believe, I will give you another example. One day I was going in the train. There was a big family, I think joint family, probably around 12, 14 people in the family. They were all down in the train and I was in the berth, sleeping in the top. So in night time, 8 o'clock or so, the samosa wala came, hot samosa. He was selling samosa. So all the people, family purchased many samosas and ate. All kids were eating and one old man's grown-up son, he was eating. Old man also saw all of them eating samosa. Everybody's hand has 2 to 3 samosas. He became inspired. He thought, I am also young. He ate some 8 samosas. Not remembering his age, he has crossed 70 already. Of course, while eating, he was enjoying. I saw him. Next day morning, he woke me up with a loud alarm. He was shouting. 3:30 in the morning. I said, thank you for waking me up. I will chant now. So when samosa goes from here, it is enjoyable. When it goes here in the belly and comes out, it is very painful. So therefore, that's hlada tapakari mishra. It is called. Huh? See, hlad means enjoyment. Tap means misery. Mishra means the material world means no happiness comes alone without its counterpart, which is that is material world. Like how many of you feel own house is better than a rented house? Can raise a hand? Like now, how many people rented house is better than a one house? Now all are into thinking now. Because both of them have pros and cons. Do you agree? Isn't it? Somebody asked, how many of you Uber Ola is better? Or how many of you own car is better? One fellow said, Prabhuji, in the city, own car is useless because you have to go inch by inch anyway. Especially in the morning, heavy traffic. And I can walk faster than the car also. Yes, sir. But in any case, I was asking, which which is better, own car or a Uber Ola? If you ask, both have their pros and cons. You will see that. None of them you can say is absolutely advantageous. In the material world, you cannot say that. Like for example, people marry to become happy, correct? No? So they become happy. But after marriage, you will see that sometimes if both are in an exploiting mood, there is a lot of stresses in the family. It's very miserable. On the other hand, if somebody is a brahmachari, then he has to be perfectly practicing brahmachari. Otherwise, he will suffer from hankering and he will suffer from bad character. Correct now. So in this world, you will find any life you take, there are pros and cons. Plus minus will always be there in the material world when you are living. So you want sweet rice with stone or you want only sweet rice? How many want only sweet rice? You have to go back to Goloka. Goloka to? There you get only sweet. In material world you get sweet rice with? That is happiness mixed with anything you take. Because this world is duality. Sukha Dukha, Shita Ushna, Mana Paman, Jai Parajai, Labha Labha. That's material world. And material world objects are also relative. I told you, somebody is very beautiful, but the beauty goes away after some time. Then you want someone else who is beautiful. Similarly, when you get something new, it's very attractive. Like you take, like when I got the first bicycle, my father gifted me. Even the rubber tire smell was coming. Rubber smell of the new tire, right? Yeah, and I didn't even remove the plastic covers in the cycle. And I started driving around the ground 4 or 5 times. Father said, "Arey, I bought the cycle to go to school. Why are you wasting your time?" I said, "I'm checking how the cycle is." To check how many times you're going around. Because you are attached to the cycle, correct now? When you are attached to the cycle, you keep going round and round vainly. But after 6 months, do you think I will have the same attraction? It's gone. In this material world, anything new, we are very attracted. Eventually, the attraction fades away. No more attraction. Like, you had a tricycle, after that you had a bicycle, then you had a bike, now you have a car, now you are into a bigger car now, correct now? Attraction keeps changing in this world. You will see that. So because in this world everything is relative. Like you have one model mobile, you think this is the best mobile. By the time you think it is the best mobile, one more comes. With better looks, better facilities, then you are attracted to that. Whereas if you are attracted to Krishna, there is nobody better than Krishna. Therefore Krishna is not relative, Krishna is and all of the relatives are relative to Krishna. Which means they are all relative only, they are not absolute. Our relatives are relative. Who is only absolute relation we have? Can you get anything better than Krishna? Can you get anyone more beautiful than Krishna? Does Krishna's beauty fade? The Hollywood, Bollywood actors' beauty fade? Yes. That is the point. Therefore we reject Bollywood, Hollywood actors. We accept Krishna. No to Hollywood and yes to Krishna. This is the reason. So you see Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, all of them are so strong, isn't it? Mike Tyson said, "I am indefeatable," he said. So they both were very powerful at one time. But later on, as they got older, did their strength remain? You can see that our body gets stronger and stronger from childhood, boyhood to youth. Beyond 40, 50, strength keeps increasing or goes down. You can see that. Similarly, eating eating also grows 20, 30, 40. Beyond 40, eating increases or reduces? If you don't know, you can check with the older people. They'll tell you, if you are many of you are young here. So you can test it yourself, you can wait till 40 and see what happens. Or you can check with older people, they'll tell you. It reduces, you will see that. In this way, the opulences in this world, they don't remain. So the living beings in this world are like a jugnu, like a glowworm. They can only show off in the darkness of the material world. But Krishna is like the sun. So in this way, when you get a complete conviction what I am speaking now, that is the third stage. What is the third stage? Nobody needs to convince you. You can see the world with your own eyes and you are convinced that only Krishna can make me happy. Krish means to attract. Na means to bestow ananda. So Krishna attracts you to himself and gives you happiness. Like he plays on the flute, isn't it? How beautifully he plays. Is it connected?
What do you want, my fine feathered friends? Ah, I see. What shall I play then? What do you want, my fine feathered friends? Ah, I see. What shall I play then? Excellent choice. You are as gracious as you are beautiful. I will wear it with honor.
See how wonderful personality Krishna is. See, I used to think in my school days that God must be the most busiest person. After all, God means, he has millions of universes. Whether Nrsimha Avatar has gone to that universe, Varaha Avatar has gone to this universe, Vamana Deva has gone to that universe. I used to think that he must have a big schedule in his hand and sending different avatars. I used to think even small management of head is spinning. How much big management he will have. But here you see the Supreme Personality sitting under a tree with a flute very coolly. You saw that? Then how does he does all the work? He expands himself. Correct, no? As Mahavishnu will do all the other work. Mahavishnu, Garudakshapshana, all that. And not only he is sitting under the tree, so what does he do? What is his work? His work is simply merrymaking. Very joyful life. So he is simply attracting the peacocks and the cows and calves and deers, all those under gopas and gopis. He's attracting them. And then you saw when the peacock came and requested him, he asked the peacock, "What can I do for you, my dear fair feather friends?" Right there he was asking. Which means here you see Krishna is in a serving mode. Serving his devotees, pleasing his devotees. He's asking, "How can I please you?" He's asking to whom? Peacock. Can you imagine? God is a supreme person. He wants to serve his devotees. How can I satisfy you? He's asking. And then they were saying that, "Can you play this tune?" He asked, "Which is the tune?" They told the tune. Then what did he say? Excellent tune. He's appreciative of the jivas. Excellent choice. So if somebody you tell somebody, "Prabhu, this is my opinion," he says, "Excellent opinion," he says. How do you feel? You feel very happy or not? So he is so appreciative. Not only that, after that he is playing to satisfy them. Correct, no? He's playing on his flute and they were hearing very attentively. Then after that the peacocks felt gratitude. They want to do something for him back. Because when you receive a favor from somebody, you want to do something in return for them. But they were wondering, we want to do something, but we have nothing to do. What do we have to give Krishna? So then they thought the best thing we have is a peacock feather. So we thought it is very small, but that's what we have. What to do? So they gave it to him. So they thought maybe Krishna will just see it and say thank you and throw it in a corner. Sometimes we go, some children give us pictures drawn by them. You see that? I saw the picture and gave it back to child. Child said, "Uncle, that's for you, not for me. I thought you will keep it with you." Then his mother told her, "For his pleasure, please keep with you." Although child has put some scribbling, correct, no? Then later on, you may go, you may just put it in Himalaya or somewhere. You may do. But here you see, when Krishna received it, what he did, where he kept it. What does that mean? Oh, because don't think it is useless. For you it may be useless. For me it is highly valuable because it has come with love from your heart. So I am wearing it on my head. So this is a kind of spiritual world that we all have a scope to go back home, back to Godhead. So one should, Prabhupada writes in 15.6 Bhagavad Gita, one should develop a strong attraction. One should be captivated by this information about spiritual world. And one should want to go back home, back to Godhead. Because on one hand, material world is a place of misery, and spiritual world is a place of ever-expanding bliss. So therefore it will be, Krish means to attract, Na means to give happiness. Is attracting and giving happiness to everybody. And Maya means what? One who attracts you and gives you punch on the nose. That is Maya. Both are attractive. Who is attractive, Maya or Krishna? No, both. Both are attractive. But one gives pleasure, one gives bliss, another one gives punch. Which one you want? Sure? I think we are not very sure, I think. See, if you are not sure about it, I will tell you another evidence. See, okay, you all know Durga Devi rides on the back of one lion or tiger, isn't it? And in her hand she has something she is carrying, who knows? Trident. Correct, no? What does a trident mean? Anybody knows? Some people say three modes, some people say threefold miseries. Three cases, correct, no? Yeah. So, and there is one fellow below her feet whom she is piercing, right? Many people say Mahishasur, that includes us also. But we are also pierced by threefold miseries. Correct or not? Are we not, how many of you feel very hot nowadays? You are not feeling the summer heat? So that is the misery of the body. Correct. And how many of you feel sometimes stressed when your boss is behind you? See, many. Correct. That means that's the misery of the mind. Correct, no? And is there anyone here who never had a disease, at least a viral fever in your life? We all have diseases, correct, no? So we have physical, we have mental. Similarly, is there anyone who says nobody troubles me in this world, everybody is good to me? Can you say that? Like there is one man who got married in Mira Road. You know that Mira Road in Bombay? So his friend came to meet him and said, "Hey, you got a new house, your parents have gifted you at the time of marriage. You didn't have to pay EMI and all that. Fortunate fellow. And you got a good wife. And both of you are working in the same firm. And you go together, come back together. Your father not only gave you a flat, he gave you a car also. And I heard you have a syntax tank in the top, you get 24 hours water supply. No, you seem to be very jolly nowadays, right?" Man said, "Yeah, I am happy, but," he said, "What is but?" "The mosquitoes in this area." If you go today, in Mira Road is full of mosquitoes, you will see that. It's a marshy land it is. You ask anybody, you ask a lady, one girl met her friend and asked, "Hey, now you got married to a very good boy, he's getting very high pay and good family and you must be very happy." She said, "Yes, I am happy, but my mother-in-law." Except that everything is all right. So all of you ask yourself, are you happy? If I ask you, you all will say yes, but. They'll have one. That is material world, correct now? So that but is coming because of Durga Devi's Trishul. What is the Trishul? Misery from body and mind. Now if you ask, what is the misery? Top of misery is the heat of the summer. They are saying that the entropy of the universe is increasing, you know that? It's going to, year after year, the global warming is going to increase. Before they have to go back to Godhead. Very dangerous world it is. Actually, I have seen, when I was school going, I have never seen temperature beyond 25 degrees centigrade. I have not seen. Now it became 28, 30, 32, now it is 42 and but we are getting close to it. I think Ananta Shesh will emanate fire at the end of the universe. And that is coming so fast now. So, in this way, Durga Mata has Trishul, and the second spoke talks about Adi Bhautika. Adi Bhautika means suffering from That's why I told you, but, correct. Everybody has somebody to trouble them. Correct. And you can't run away also from that situation. Isn't it? Imagine if your boss is a aggressive tycoon, is getting on your case, you have to do 16 hours of work. You want to run away from the job, will wife allow you? She will say, go back. You can't escape the job, otherwise who will pay you? Isn't it? So one has to be in situation, Adi Bhautik, Adi Daivik also. We had one tsunami in Marina Beach, we had many earthquakes, many places. Although it comes occasionally, it does happen here and there. So this is Trishul of Durga. So what do we learn from Durga's Trishul? What do you learn? Prabhupada told one story of Praharera Dhananjay, you know that? Prabhupada said, there was one father with 10 daughters and one son. Somehow he got all daughters married, I don't know how. 10 daughters, getting them married is not an easy task. I don't know how he saved money, how he married, that is his problem. So he got them married, all of them. They all went to different places. Then one day there was a festival, which was a 3-day festival. He called all the daughters with their husbands, they all came. Now after the 3-day festival, 5 of them left, other 5 son-in-laws were staying. See, a son-in-law should not stay in the house of his father-in-law for a long time, correct no? You will get respect if it is for 2 or 3 days. Correct no? That's a saying, guests and fish, they start stinking after 3 days, it is said. One shouldn't stay too long. So, they were staying, 5 of them. Father became worried, 1 more week passed. He asked the son, Beta, what is happening in our house? These fellows are not leaving, festival is over. So he said, you are giving every day big feast. Therefore they are not leaving. Probably they may not be able to get such feast in their own place. You reduce the items, no sabji, no chapati, only rice dal. So when he started only rice dal, 3 of them left. And only 2 of them were staying. Father asked, these fellows are staying last 1 month, what to do? He said, don't put salt in dal also. Only rice dal without salt. And there was one fellow staying. See, that one fellow's name is Dhananjay. If any Dhananjay is here, please forgive me, it is not about you. If any of you is Dhananjay here, it is not about you. You are a good Dhananjay. You are a devotee Dhananjay wearing tilak Dhananjay, so it's not about you. It's about that another Dhananjay. Okay? So that Dhananjay was staying. More than 2 months passed, was still staying. So father asked, what to do? This fellow is adjusting with dal without salt. Because this fellow would go to kitchen and pick up some salt and add. He was doing. He is adjusting and going on like that. Then the son said, Papa, tomorrow this fellow will not remain, he'll go away. What he did, next day morning, this fellow was sleeping with the blanket on. And the son took a stick and gave him a good beating. And Dhananjay jumped up and ran out of the house. So what is the moral of the story? I'll tell you. The father is Maya Devi. And the 10 son-in-laws who came, they are the living beings who have come to this world. Correct, no? And the father is reducing the food. Simplifying, not giving sabji, not giving chapati, reducing. Similarly, Maya Devi also says, too much heat of the summer now. We are saying, no problem, we will somehow adjust with the fan or AC. Too much cold during winter. No problem, we'll put a heat pump or campfire, something like that. Correct, no? So, no vacancy for the job. No problem, we'll try another company. Isn't it? So you will always find any problem Maya Devi is saying, she's saying, except going back to Godhead, living in it, he finds some alternative way to adjust and go on. That is the nature of Dhananjay's mentality, correct now? Dhananjay never thought of quitting the place. So, Prahari Dhananjay means the Prahar is given by the brother, father. So, the same manner, Prabhupada says, Durga Devi is actually giving us a warning signal. Get out of this material world. She is showing Trishul. On the other hand, in the spiritual world, Lakshmi, Radharani, Sita, they are standing. What are they having in their hand? Who knows? Are they having Trishul? Yes? Flower. One hand she is having garland to give to Krishna. Another hand she is having what? Anybody has observed it? Yeah, there's a bouquet. You've seen a bouquet in the hand? Radharani's left hand there is always a bouquet. Right hand there is garland for Krishna. The bouquet is for whom? For welcoming all the jivas. Ishanam Venkatapater Vishnu Param Preyasim Tat Bhakshastala Nityavasarasikam Takshanti Sambardhinim Padmalankrita Pani Pallava Yugam Padmasanastam Shriyam Vatsalyadi Gunojvalam Bhagavatim Vande Jagan Mataram. She is called as a Jagan Mata Lakshmi. Jagan Mata means what? Mother of the universe. Vatsalyadi Guna Ujjvala. She feels Vatsalya for all of us. Vatsalya means she feels I am like a mother for all the jivas. She feels pity for us. Vatsalya Adi means many more gunas. She has many more qualities, but Vatsalya is the prime quality towards us. What are the other qualities? She recommends us to Krishna. Poor jiva, see how this fellow is suffering. At least even though he is dozing in chanting, at least he is chanting. Poor fellow is struggling. He is trying to become a devotee. Please bring him back. Like that she is recommending to Krishna. And she is showing a bouquet and welcoming us. When in any meeting you go, do they show a trishul or a bouquet? In any meeting they show trishul means what does it mean? Get out. Correct, no? So Durga is saying, get out, get out. And Radharani is saying, come on, come on. So who is welcoming? Welcome is in spiritual world or material world? In material world? Get out. It's very scientific, is it? Correct or not? Is it logical or not logical? So I am explaining based on Shastra only, you can see. One house Prabhupada was explaining in a house program, what I am telling you just now. He was telling Durga and Radharani comparison. He was saying. So there are two Devis. One Devi is spiritual Devi, Radharani and Lakshmi. And another sloka is for material Devi. Let us see who can find out the sloka for Durga's Devi. One sloka is there. Devi Jiyesha Mama Maya Mameveye Maya Metam. That's a verse. That's about Durga. And about Radharani, Mahatmanastu Mam Partha Daivim Prakritim Ashritaha Bhajantananya Manaso Nyatva Bhutadim Avyayam. He's saying that those are Mahatma devotees. They don't remain stuck in the material world. They take shelter of Srimati Radharani's shelter, Antaranga Shakti shelter. Antaranga Shakti shelter means spiritual shelter. Then you do spiritual activities like chanting Hare Krishna, rising in the morning, studying Gita, dancing in front of the divine couple, and rendering services. You keep all the limbs of your body engaged in Krishna conscious activities. Then you come under Antaranga Shakti. Accept the spiritual master, take shelter, and purify your heart by chanting and hearing Harikatha, Harinam. These two things. Then we will come under more and more shelter. And that is very easily done by Sadhu Sangha. Sadhu Sangha is the most important way to get rid of all the anarthas. Associating with people who are completely in the fold of Krishna consciousness. They have no other business in the world. Prabhupada says in SSR book, a sadhu means he is after God and after God only, he says. What is sadhu? He is after God and after God only. He has no other interest. He is 24 by 7. He is after God. Krishna, 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 Krishna. He wakes up with Krishna, Krishna, sleeps with Krishna, Krishna. In the daytime he is spreading Krishna consciousness, or he is absorbing and chanting the holy name, or reading the books. 24 by 7, he goes from one spiritual activity to another. Krishna consciousness means moment after moment consciousness. Moment after moment we have to be Krishna conscious. Satatam kirtayantoma. So those people who are addicted to Krishna, then we associate with them, then that will cling on to us also. There is one very nice verse in the Bhagavatam which says that if one has developed attachment to a saintly person, that attachment is favorable. But if one has developed attachment for sense objects of this world, that is unfavorable. Just like, for example, you find Vishwamitra became attached to Menaka, he fell from his position. You see that. Or somebody Satrajit became attached to the Shamataka jewel and he was killed because of that. Not only he was killed, Shatadhanu was killed, Prasena was killed, many were killed like that. You will see that. So similarly, somebody becomes attached to land, like Duryodhana, wants to usurp the land of Pandavas, he was also destroyed. So material attachment destroys us, whereas spiritual attachment elevates us. So example is given in Bhagavatam. If you put a stick in water, will it float or drown? Will it drown? If you put a stick in water, it will float. Yeah. If you put the iron ring in water, will it float or drown? It will drown. But if you put the iron ring inside this, put the iron ring like this, the round stick you put like this, and you put both of them, put them together, what will happen? It will float. It will not sink. You will see that. You try it. So the iron ring is compared to conditioned souls, and the floating stick is compared to pure devotees. So if conditioned soul becomes attached to a pure devotee's instruction, then he can also float in bliss. That is the meaning of it. That is said in one verse. Prasangam madaram pasham atmanak kavayo viduhu saye vasadushu truto mokshadvaram apavratam. Mokshadvaram apavratam. The door to liberation will open if you become attached to saintly person's instructions and you faithfully follow it in your life. And you take it to your heart and you follow it, and the door to liberation will open. You will go back home, back to Godhead. So, in these 9 stages, I am just going to show you only one thing and conclude the talk and take some few questions. See here, the first stage is called as Ado Shraddha. Second is called Sadhu Sangha. Third is called Bhajana Kriya. Fourth is Anartha Nivritti. And then fifth is called Nishtha and Ruchi Asakti. And then Bhava and Prema. So why it is shown like this? From point 1 to 6, if you see, it is steep and you have to climb up. So that is called as monkey way. Monkey way means there are 2 nyayas in South India, Vadagalai, Tengalai, you must have heard it. Marjaraka Nyaya, Markata Nyaya, they call it. So Marjaraka Nyaya means cat kitten way. Markata Nyaya means monkey way. So Malavala Mamunigal, if you see, he is Tengalai. And Vedanta Desika is Vadagalai. So Vadagalai says monkey way. Tengalai says cat kitten way. So I'll tell you what is the meaning of that. So Malavala Mamunigal, according to him, after studying all the Shastras, his conclusion is, we are like a kitten and Lord is like a mother cat. You don't have to do anything, he says. Lord is very merciful. The kitten has to just say, meow. That's all. Then mother will come and pick up. Similarly, you just call the Lord, oh Lord, I am very fallen, protect me. Lord will come and take you. He is super merciful. And you don't need to do any endeavor. Just depend on the Lord, that's all. Like a child depending on the parents. He will take care. Like that he says. And Vedanta Desika, they will say, if you ask, we are like a monkey child. And the monkey child has to catch the mother's body. You've seen that? Sometimes mother may jump from one tree to the another. And if the child is not catching firmly, what is likely to happen? So he says, oh, you have to qualify. Become serious. Become fired up. Take spiritual life seriously. If you are not determined to attain the ultimate goal, you will be sleeping. And God is ready to help you, but as much as you hold on to Him, that much only you will be protected. So that is monkey way. So therefore, you will find in the Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, so these 2 lines are there, you will see that. The 2 different practices. But ultimately, these are all different explanations of the relationship between God and the Jiva, correct now? So in the 1 to 6 I told you, that is monkey way, which means we have to show our seriousness to Krishna. That Krishna, I don't want anything other than you. Because Krishna is still not having trust in us that we want only Him. Because he sees we are going like this, in between we can't go. And he's wondering, hey, you want me or something else? We keep on turning behind. Therefore, up to 6, it takes time for us to prove to Him that I trust you. You are my only shelter. So we should not turn back. But when you come to the point of 6, which is Nishtha, at that point, your faith becomes very mazboot, very, very strong like a tree. See, you have seen mango sapling? It is very tender. You can uproot it. But can you uproot a thick mango tree? What is big of uprooting? You can shake it also. Like that, when you come to... I always had a question in my life. Is faith going up, coming down always? No. It's not like that. Faith may be going up, coming down. But beyond Nishtha, your faith is unshakable. It will be a rock-steady faith. Like a tree, which cannot be shaken up like that. So, Ado Shraddha. Shraddha means initially you have some faith in the bhakti literatures, and then that leads you to sadhu sangha, associate with saintly people, second step. Like for example, you're going in the street, you got a Prabhupada's book, or you saw the devotees doing Harinam, and then you wonder, who are these fellows? They look quite interesting. They're chanting and dancing, and then you go with them to the temple, and then there you find saintly people, they're very genuine people, nicely practicing Krishna consciousness. So you develop faith in them. Then you hear from them. Then they give you Japamala, and then you start chanting Hare Krishna and engaging in devotion service. And then you get initiated by a spiritual master, and then the spiritual master gives you the Bhakti Lata Beej. What is the Bhakti Lata Beej? It gives you a method, procedure, idea, a way of life which you adopt. And then by doing the Bhajana Kriya, and then gradually you go to what stage? Anartha Nivritti, the fourth stage. So third to fourth is a steep stage, you can see. So Anartha Nivritti takes some time. There are many. Prabhupada put it in a very simple manner. Prabhupada said when you do bhajan, when you do chanting, then all bad habits go away. Meat eating, gambling, intoxication, resistance, they all go away, he said. And then you get nishtha, you become fixed up devotee. Who is a fixed up devotee? One who need not be followed up by anybody. He or she will come on their own. In fact, they don't remain a guest, they become a host. They themselves will bring many more people into the fold of Krishna consciousness. So when you come to the nishtha stage, the sixth stage, by hearing and chanting process, from that stage onwards, the cat kitten way starts. Then the Lord takes control of your life after that. Lord says, you just say, you call my name and I am there for you. And then after 6, if a devotee desires anything material, Lord will give him a slap. Hey, why are you so foolish? Ami vignya ei murkha, ushekena deva. Satsaranamrita diya ushepulaiva. So, for such devotees also Lord may give material benedictions if they desire, but they will not get misled. After the stage 6, rest of it all Krishna will do for you. Going to Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, Prema and all. You don't have to worry at all. So our homework is only from 1 to 6. So all of you already have Shraddha. So you already are doing saintly associates, sadhu sangha, you are coming and reading Prabhupada books and coming to temple and meeting devotees. And also you have groups of some spiritual leaders teaching you. And then Bhajana Kriya, you are also chanting Hare Krishna. And many of you come to 16 rounds also. How many chant 16 rounds here? Good number, amazing, wonderful. So you are come to 16 rounds chanting. Follow the 4 regular principles and associate with devotees and stay in the good association, avoid bad habits. Follow the 4 regular principles. Then in this way, then the Anartha Nivritti is a stage. In the Bhagavatam there is a verse which says, Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavat uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. He's saying that you become fixed up, devotee, naishtiki bhakti, it will come. Then Anartha Nivritti happens. And I can explain about Anartha Nivritti. I have the sheet also ready, but it will involve time. So I will not speak on it this time. Because I have spoken many other things today, you will get overwritten in your head if I speak more. And I will stop here and take some questions.
Any questions?
That's a hand up.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji,
Thank
for
you.
the wonderful class. I just had a question that while we are doing Bhajan Kriya and Sadhu Sangha, but still the Anartha Nivritti stage seems to be taking long time.
Yeah.
So what are the practical tips we can hasten the pace of Anartha Nivritti and come to Nishta?
Yeah. Actually, as I told you, in Anartha Nivritti stage, what happens? There are 5 things. Laya means feeling sleepy in chanting. Chanting or class or kirtan and all that. Vikshepa means distraction. Mind getting distracted. Apratipatti means neither distraction nor sleeping, but disinterest due to having alternative material interest. Apratipatti. Then Kashaya means still the old anarthas like anger, they come to surface. You can see that although we have become devotees, Sometimes become angry with other people. Haribol Prabhu, why didn't you understand this? Like that we shout. Haribol should be said very happily. Haribol, Haribol. Some people become angry like that. And rasaswada means still having propensity for sense gratification. Uh, so these five anarthas are there. And also these things are visible in us. That means we have not crossed anartha-nivritti. That's a proof that we have not crossed. This is a test actually, self-test. Am I feeling sleepy in chanting or class or kirtan? Am I feeling distracted mind while chanting? Or am I feeling lack of taste in spiritual life? And am I still feeling propensity for sense gratification? Or the old anarthas are coming to surface like anger and other things. So these are five tests to see, and we can see these things are still present in us. So we are still in anartha state. Okay, so what are the anarthas to be cleared? That is also explained by the acharyas. There is a sukrutota, dushkrutota, aparadota, bhaktita. There are things explained. Bhaktivinoda Thakur told the four things. Maya mugdasya jivasya gneyo anarthas chaturvidaha hriddaurbalyam cha aparado asatrishna tattva vibhramaha. Four things he is saying. One thing is saying weakness of heart, hriddaurbalyam. That means attachment to objects not related to Krishna. That is one of the weakness. Another weakness is attraction for fame, name, glory. Like that. Another weakness is fault finding in others, envy. Like that, these are things he says. And similarly, that is asat Krishna. And then these are weakness of heart. Asat Krishna means attraction for earthly and heavenly pleasures, or attraction for siddhis, or attraction for mukti. All these attractions is saying. Similarly, the aparadota means we are committing aparadhas to devotees, aparadhas to holy name, seva aparadha while rendering service, dham aparadha. So these are all aparadhas. And then another one is wrong outlook, which means like correct understanding of what is sadhana, what is sadhya. Not some people don't have clarity. Some people, you all know what is sahajaism, right? They take bhakti path very cheaply. Or some people treat Guru only like God. You misunderstand. Similarly, some people ask, can I chant anything other than Hare Krishna? So there are many things, people have confusion regarding what is sadhana, what is sadhya. So if you want to study about this anarthas in detail, you will find in the Haridam Chintamani discussion comes in this. So in our stage, what can we do to rectify these anarthas? See, anartha-nivritti becomes very fast when you are escorted by a superior in spiritual life, whom you are very faithful and obedient to. And that person is already progressing, and he is also catching you by the hand and leading you ahead. Faithfully you follow. And the most important thing is these two things I told you, Harinam and Harikatha. Studying of the Bhagavatam on a regular basis and understanding the truths said in the Bhagavatam, that will melt our heart and make our chanting offenseless. Bhagavatam dissolves the subtle body. So you will find you have gross body and you have the soul only. Subtle body doesn't create trouble for one who has become absorbed in Bhagavatam. For other people, subtle body is like ghost. Therefore we say Jiva Bhuta. It is not a Brahma Bhuta. Brahma Bhuta means he is haunted by Krishna. Jiva Bhuta means haunted by mind. So most of the people in this world are which Bhuta? Isn't it? So Jiva Bhuta means materialistic consciousness. Brahma Bhuta means spiritual consciousness. So Bhagavatam study definitely gives us spiritual absorption. You become absorbed in Krishna and you don't become absorbed in the temporary decaying material body. And also chanting of the holy name has to be done properly. Nama Aparadhanam, Nama Vashuddhanam. On one hand, you keep cultivating knowledge in the Guru Parampara. On the other hand, you keep making this practice. So not only you should chant the holy name and study the Bhagavatam, this is only one part of the story, sadhana and Siddhanta learning, that is very good. But we also have to cultivate sadhachar, proper behavior towards Guru, seniors, equals, juniors, with those who are non-devotees, or dealing properly towards women, and people properly dealing with environment, nature, everything. So the etiquette is very, very important, because many times the aparadha we do to other devotees causes us to become stagnated. Even sin is not as serious as offense. Sin is on a middle platform, offense on a spiritual platform. So you have to avoid the sins and offenses. To put it very precisely, anartha nivritti means you rise beyond sins and offenses, you progress very rapidly. So, in good association, gradually our determination strength will build up more and more. And so one thing I was telling you was about learning Siddhanta well and chanting the holy name. Second thing I told you about Sadachara. Third is service contribution, very, very important. Without rendering service, we cannot digest the knowledge we cultivated. It will remain like bookish knowledge. When you render practice, go out and distribute Prabhupada's books, go out and do Harinam Sankirtan, go out and do some preaching, and call people for the program, assist in cutting subject, cooking, cleaning, assist in worshipping the deities. Some service should be taken up regularly. So whoever one is, Prabhuji, Mataji, whoever it is. So when you render service, service is very purifying. Service and study makes you steady, it is said. So you have to combine these two, seva and study. Also, some people become Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhava, Bhakti Vedanta, Bhakti Sarvabhauma, Bhakti Siddhanta, all that. They have big head and a small body. Head becomes very big because they are not rendered service. Only knowledge alone is not enough. That will be bookish knowledge. That render practical service. Prabhupada will ask, what seva did you do? Prabhupada will catch always. What service are you doing? Everybody should have some meaningful service. So, you are rendering service contribution. You are also giving some monetary contribution. Everything should be connected to Krishna. You are earning money, the company takes away TDS, correct, no? You take away, no? Tax deducted at source. Say, somebody is drawing, say, 2 lakhs, and the company has taken away 20,000. They gave you only 1.8 lakhs. Then when that money comes, you take out another 10,000 and keep it as it. That is called another TDS, Transcendental Devotion Service. That is spiritual TDS. They take out material TDS. You take out and give it to the temple. And the temple can use it in Krishna service. So all your money will get sanctified. Similarly, you're cooking food, offer a portion to Krishna and then serve the Mahaprasad. So then it is, all food is sanctified. So make altar at home, then your home is sanctified. So invite Vaishnavas to your home and feed them prasadam. So your whole family gets purified. In this way, we have to do devotional activities. Put up festivals at home for the Lord and invite the devotees and take active part in the community activities. In this way, we can, any ashrama you may be in, Grahastha, Brahmachari, anybody, it all depends on our enthusiasm for this. We can grow very fast. One good news for all of us, in Satya Yuga, it is 1 lakh years. And Treta Yuga is 10,000 years. And Dwapara is 1,000. And Kali Yuga is it's a crash course. And people don't even live 100 also. Most people live 70, 80, 90 only, correct, no? Have you seen people touching 100? Very rare. Somebody touches 100, that name comes in paper that this fellow has touched 100. Next week he'll pass away. Isn't it? Well, beyond 100, tell me how many people live longer nowadays. See, our Jagannath Babaji lived 148 years in our land. Nowadays, anybody lives like that? Have you seen? 105, 110, have you seen anybody? Very rare it is. So that is the good news for Kali Yuga, that we don't live too long. Only a short life it is. And in that short life also the method is very simple, I told you. Harinam and Harikatha is the main basis for purification of heart. Very easy it is. So therefore one should take it very seriously. Even the Devatas are watching from the top. Fifth canto, 19th chapter, that the Jambudvipa prayers when you read, that's a very nice prayer. Na yatra vaikunta katha sudhapaga, na sadhavo bhagavatastada na yatra yajnesha makha mahotsava, suresha lokopi navaisa sedyatam, kim dushkarai nakrata vistapo vratai, dhanadi dirva dujayena falguna, na yatra narayana pada pankajastati pramushta atishayendriyotsava. Devatas are saying, my dear Lord, in the heavenly planets there is too much sense gratification. We are just, drinking somaras and drinking amritam, expanding our life. We are caught up in those 64 kalas are there in the heavenly planets, and they are having very tenacious ethereal bodies. So we are very comfortable living 10,000 years to 50,000 years like that. So, therefore, in heaven, Nagatra Narayana Pada Pankaja. We are not able to remember the Pada Pankaja of Lord Narayana in heaven. Therefore, we desire that we come to Bangalore and take a birth in Bangalore, and there is a very good community here. Harishad Prabhu's team is putting a good community. We want to go and join the kirtan there, classes there, and become absorbed in the community so that we can go back home, back to Godhead within one lifetime of 100 years. Devatas are praying like that. Therefore, Prabhupada said many of the children born in ISKCON communities, they must be those demigods because they already offered a prayer. How do you know that? Because these children, right from, as soon as they open the eyes, they see mother wearing tilak. Isn't it? And they see the father is doing puja. Children get to see that. And the children also wear tilak. What is his name? That small boy? Huh? Yeah, Krishiv. See, Krishiv, stand up, you show everybody. See, Krishiv is wearing a tilak, you see. So, you will see that the children are very blessed in this moment. So, I sometimes feel, when I see them, I feel inferiority complex. I started at 25, my Krishna consciousness. They are starting right from the birth, correct now? So many of us lost some years. We could have come to Krishna consciousness well before, isn't it? So, therefore, the opportunity we have is amazing opportunity. It is very simple. You just take a house close to the temple community, keep coming, rendering service, chanting the holy name, hearing Bhagavatam, keep your lifestyle pure, don't get into any wrong track, follow the four regulative principles, and you will see your spiritual taste developing, your spiritual personality blossoming more and more. Alright? Because I have a US call in the morning, I have to rise at 2:30, 2:45 in the morning. Therefore, I have to end now. Okay? Thank you for the opportunity, Harishad Prabhu, Karthikeyan Prabhu, and all of the devotees here. You know, your hall has become flooded, as I told you, so you need a big temple now. Surely. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for such a wonderful and enlightening class. So, requesting all the devotees, let's express our gratitude and let's offer prayers to the Lordships for Prabhuji's health, that he goes around and preaches more and more and more and enlightens more and more and more. We're loudly chanting Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
This was Prabhuji's first visit. How many of us want Prabhuji to come here often? Prabhuji, this is what everyone is saying. So I request Prabhuji that please visit us, please enlighten us more and more often. It will be really wonderful. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. So Prasadam is arranged. So it will be arranged for Mataji's here and for Prabhuji's upstairs. Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.